What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Culture Pop Season 2, Episode 20. I'm here with my main man, Dolan, aka Drew, aka I Write Comics, and we got a fun show planned for you. But Drew, how are you doing tonight, brother?
Doing all right. It's been a good day. It's been a good week. Still you behind the scenes. Just got back from the doctor. So yeah,
Yep.
hey, turning 40. You just gotta get checked up. You gotta make sure everything is. You gotta get going in for that. It's like a car. You gotta go in for that annual inspection. Make sure it
That's right. Yeah,
passes.
like 40 is like hitting 100,000 miles. You got to kind of check in, see how things are going. Just for the next 100,000 miles.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Get some fluids refilled. Hopefully, don't have to have anything replaced just yet. But yeah, I love it. Getting older is fun, guys. So much fun.
Yeah, that's why I keep getting told. That's why I keep getting told. That's why I keep hearing. It's like I've yet to see it, but we'll see what happens.
For sure. Well, like I said, we do have a fun show planned for tonight. We will be discussing some Deadpool and Wolverine news, as well as some releases that have come out, because there's a lot of Deadpool stuff going on right now. And then we're going to kind of look at the MCU as a whole to see what's actually slated to come out, because there's been so much news and so many changes and everything's going on that I was even sitting here and as someone who does a pretty good job of keeping up with what's coming out, even I was like, I don't actually know what the slate looks like now. So we're going to quickly run through what's actually slated with a release date to come out, and we will go from there. But before we get into that, Drew, I do believe you were going to be somewhere this weekend.
That's right, Josh. This weekend, starting Friday, I will be up in Chicago for Fan Expo Chicago. Be up there with Murphy. We're going to be selling our joint cover exclusive for Unholy Nightmare and Damsel, done by the incredibly talented, incredibly beautiful Marissa Pope, and with colors by Ezekiel Dominguez. This is a beautiful, beautiful connecting cover set. I cannot wait to get a hold of them. Murphy got the books in, and Friday is not coming soon enough. So yeah, if you're in the Chicago, Rosemont area, North Chicago, come by, say hi. We'll sign the books for free. Give you some. So these are limited print runs, guys. So we're gonna.
Uh-oh. I think we lost Drew there for a second. We'll see if he robots back in. But yeah, limited print run. Oh, there we go. You're back. You cut out for a little bit. You cut out at limited. You cut out at limited print run.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, these covers are all limited print runs, guys. So yeah, trade dress, virgin, foil, metal, all limited numbers. It's not like we're limited to 10, and we actually have like a 200 cases back there. No, we actually have 10 metals made. Period. And so yeah, these are very rare if you can get your hands on these.
Now, Drew, are you like Rippaverse with their tank tops that they're releasing, or you can confirm you have plenty of stock on hand to last through the summer, but have a very strong feeling you'll sell out on your last day?
We do not have a strong stock. From what I was told, we've sold pretty well. From what Murphy's told me, like they've actually done very well in the pre-sales. So what didn't sell, we're bringing with us to the show. And we're hoping for a complete sellout at Chicago. We'll see what happens. But hey, that's the way it's supposed to be. You don't want an excess amount of stock. So I'll be coming. We're going to have what's left of that. I'll actually be bringing my leftover Dallas Fan Expo exclusives that we have left. And on top of that, I'll have the Head Shop #1 preview edition, which is going to be a loaded booth with exclusives, guys.
Yeah, which is exciting. And what's crazy, it's like it's going to be a loaded booth with exclusives, and it's not even close to like a blimp on the radar of everything that you're working on right now. So
yeah, not even the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, it's like it's even when we get to we can announce like 2 of the titles in September or so for another project. It's still the tip of the iceberg at that point.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be a good weekend, and I did put the link for Dreamhouse Comics in the chat, so make sure you go check it out if you're not going to be at one of those conventions, and or I guess that convention, and then go back to book. Corey is asking, is Damsel finished?
I don't know. That's Murphy's project. You would have to ask her. So if it isn't, it may be a dual preview edition for both.
Gotcha. Max is saying microphone, question mark. Are you talking about my microphone, Max? What's going on? Hello. It says I've got my Yeti. I don't know, man. It's StreamYard at this point. Like we're fighting. Look, correct. Okay. You know what, Max? Stop painting your little dolls and use your hands and fingers to type more than one word comments. It's on my good microphone. It's showing my good microphone. But yeah, StreamYard has been really weird. We were supposed to record Marvelous Monday last night and didn't because it was glitching so bad. And I didn't want to risk recording it and having issues with the recording and then having to go back to try to re-record it. So we're saving those conversations. Again, we're going to meet back up later to record that. But news that you don't need to hear. Let's hit the comments and see who all's with us this evening. We've got Cajun Corey in the house saying evening, sir. How are you? Tony Rios coming in, delivering the first like of the stream. We like likes. So if you get a chance, please go like, subscribe, and hey, if you want to become a member, become a member. Oh yeah, Corey's saying he needs to start going to the doctor and do regular checkups. Dude, I'm right there with you. I avoid the doctor, which is bad. But I avoid the doctor. And Corey and I are the same age.
We all do. Yeah, I mean, we all try to avoid the doctor. We all think we're doing, but at some point, it's like, you know what? Just got to go get it over with.
Yes. Yeah, Corey and I are like hours apart in age, so we both can stand to go to the doctor. We've got Zach's in the house, my man. I will be on Zach's channel tomorrow night for What's Good Wednesday. We've got a whole panel of people that are coming in to kind of discuss some of the best things from this year. I'm going to bring 5 comic books that people need to check out and read. So looking forward to that. And before I join his show, I'll be on Gooch's show, Diabolical Souls, and we're going to be discussing Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated film. So tomorrow's going to be a fun, busy day. Busy, fun day. Busy, fun day full of boners. What is up, Jana? How are you? It's nice to see you here. Thanks for coming in. And who else do we have here? We got George. We've got George Dimitropoulos in the house. Up, Josh, Drew in chat. What's up, brother? And Cannoli Sasquatch. This artwork makes me want to do 2 things, and one of them is read that. Oh, that needs to be like put somewhere as like an official review or official comment. So that's awesome. Yeah, Max coming in confirming StreamYard being weird. Hopefully my mic doesn't sound too bad. If it does, I apologize. Yeah, see, Cannoli, StreamYard's been awful lately. So I mentioned this to Cannoli last night as he was like midstream being like, dude, how are you streaming? And he mentioned that it had been a mess, but apparently StreamYard has new owners and there's a lot of background work going on. So it makes me wonder if they're kind of moving servers and maybe that's why we're having some issues we're having. I sound different, but they can hear me. Okay, well, we'll hope for the best. JD Petty is driving. Be safe, brother. Don't. I mean, the good thing is you don't really need to watch. You can just listen for this. So yeah. Corey, I will do my due diligence because I was supposed to follow up on some stuff last week. So I'll reach out to Murphy and try to get some details for you. And oh yeah, Max. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying your week off, you bastard. I am off work this week, so I'm doing a lot of behind the scenes work for the channel, getting prepared for some stuff. I've got writing projects that I'm knocking out this week that we'll just leave it at that. And yeah.
The summer of Josh.
The summer of Josh. Ooh, I don't know. It's the summer of Drew. Let's be for real. So yeah.
It's been a fun summer, but I'm hoping for a great fall. I love fall, and I got the makings for a great fall right now. We'll see what happens.
Hopefully all good stuff. Yeah, hopefully it just carries on into next year.
Yes, absolutely.
We've got Flaccid Phoenix coming in with $1.99. Doctors are cringe and should not be trusted. Indeed. Well, maybe some.
Yeah,
Who
some.
knows? You know, the doctors that I trust are the ones that, like, immediately when they walk in, they say, drop your pants. And I'm like, I can trust this guy. Maybe it's just me. But, Lord. You know,
no, she hit me in the
never
jaw.
mind.
Yes, that's what I was. I'm sorry, I just started thinking of Big Lebowski.
I started to say something, but I'm gonna save it. Anyways, Flaccid for the $1.99. Thank you so much. Let's look at this clip here.
Who wants to hang out in a blanket fort with grown men in tiny underoos? Hello.
Love Community. Such a good show. We've got Nosferatu in the house. Josh is kind of looking mad Jack lately. He's gone from an otter to dude. So I mean, no secret, I let myself gain a little too much weight. So getting back into a serious workout routine and a better eating schedule. So yeah, trying to slowly get back to what I used to be. And your boy is hiding, Nos. He's hiding tonight. But I think we've both been having not so much fun internet issues. So I think we're trying to keep ourselves as protected as possible as far as that goes. Let's see. What else do we... Oh, Flaccid Phoenix. Dr. Phil is greater than Dr. Doom, which is greater than all other doctors. I see no lies there. I see no lies. So... Corey, Flaccid only goes to the doctor for a prostate check. Let Flaccid be. You know, his life revolves around the dumper, whether it's his or someone else's. So, but yes, we do have a big show tonight. A lot to cover, so we're gonna go ahead and jump into that. But first big topic of the night: Deadpool and Wolverine box office. So the film worldwide has hit over 1 billion, so it's at like 1.036 billion. I personally, this is not a surprise to me. Drew, is this a surprise to you?
No, it's like I knew eventually it would hit 1 billion. I think I even said before it launched, like it needed to hit a billion, and it did. It just hit it faster than I thought it would. I mean, it's been 3 weeks since it came out.
Yeah, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. I think this, yeah, somewhere.
Regardless, incredibly fast. And that's just in the ticket sales, and that's not including merchandise, everything else that this movie has raked in. So they're doing pretty well right now, pretty damn well, and it's not showing any signs of stopping anytime soon. So it has a great shot of, I think, it's already the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, right? Or
I believe it still has a little ways to go to catch Joker, but it's gonna catch Joker.
Oh, absolutely, it's gonna pass Joker. So yeah, it'll probably wind up being the highest grossing R-rated film of all time. And honestly, I'm glad it was a very fun film, despite what certain naysayers may say or believe who are in the chat right now. Hopefully, they messed up their little toy painting it. But I really do hope we get to see a solo Old Man Blade film from all of this. That's what I would love to see, and that'd be very exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so look, Ryan Reynolds is pushing it, and Wesley Snipes is completely on board to do it. I don't foresee Marvel doing that. However, I do find them coming to a happy medium of saying, look, we're not going to do a film, okay? It's just, we're not going to do a film. However, there's space for you in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, because we already know Hugh Jackman as Wolverine is coming back.
Yep.
We already know Daphne Keane as X-23 is coming back. So they could very easily just kind of make way for him, do something cool. And I think we'll just have to see if Jennifer Garner or Gambit make
Gambit's. I mean, Channing Tatum as Gambit. That's another one they're really pushing for. I mean, it really seems like this probably will not be the last time we will have seen Channing Tatum as Gambit.
I mean, yeah, I think this was a good movie to kind of have fun with Channing Tatum's Gambit. Like the whole point of his character was kind of like the butt of the joke, since you never got his film. And I think you might be able to do some fun things with him or some cool things with him that's a little more grounded if you bring him into either one of the latter two films. And I think at this point, Marvel is trying to be as flexible as possible with what they do because their plans have been not great leading up to this. So,
to say the least.
Yeah, I think Kevin Feige is okay to pivot because even as we're about to see, even with Deadpool and Wolverine, that was a bit of a pivot. And Ryan Reynolds has even talked about, kind of like had some of these previous films not done as poorly as they did, they may not have gotten this film. So
yeah, this is just. I mean, granted, it reeks of desperation, but hey, that desperation paid off.
Desperation. Hey, and look, for the most part, we're not complaining.
No,
unless your name is Maxfield Von Priestley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I had a blast. I saw it twice, and if someone came to me and said, "Hey, you want to go see Deadpool speaking?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" Because hey, it's a good time.
We do have Nosferatu coming in with that was intense when you and Polly took next on the shed when debating this movie. So Drew, we had Max's show where we discussed this.
Yeah.
And then the night after that, Max and Vex were on Polly Latino Slant's channel discussing this, and it got a little heated there. I would say we didn't get heated; we got passionate, but it got a little heated over there. Some underlying tension, and then the night after that, we were all on Zach's show to discuss Deadpool and Wolverine, and it led to someone just like walking off pretty much. They're like, I'm done. Wow. So yeah, no, it was.
It's like, I'm trying to put this in perspective. We're talking about a fucking Deadpool film. Right? It's like, we're not like we're talking about She-Hulk. It's like, we're not talking about Thunderbolts. We're not talking about Black Widow. We're talking about Deadpool. And it's like, it's a comic book film, and it's a good comic book film. It knows what it is, and it paid off.
For sure. I will say I do understand. Vex was the one that left, but I do understand why she left. So, and I messaged her immediately. They're like, "Hey, checking in. I just hope my intent was just to joke around with you, but there was some other underlying stuff. But yeah, it was an interesting week discussing this film. So." But yeah, Corey is coming in saying, no surprise that it hit 1 billion. Look, I think the moment that I saw the yellow costume, I think we had even said, like, this is hitting 1 billion. Like, it doesn't matter. It's going to do enough opening weekend that, it's going to come through. The only thing that we had said was if it was just completely like god awful garbage, then it may not hit 1 billion. But I think even at that point, we were all on board of like, it's going to be harder for this to not hit 1 billion than hit 1 billion. So
yeah,
I think the real question is how far will it go, and I can see this probably.
Yeah, I can say like 1.25, 1.5.
I would say one. I was saying 1.2, 1.3. I can see it getting there, and I just checked. Joker's at 1.07, so I think it'll pass that by the end of this week.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah.
And hey, good for them. And I mean, honestly, with numbers like this, with the reception like this, I would think that if Ryan or Hugh or even Wesley, like especially Ryan, if he went to Marvel or anyone at Marvel and said like, "Hey, I want to do something," they'd be more inclined to give it to him to let him do it.
Yeah. I mean, look, at the end of the day, and we're talking about how much money this movie's making, and people are probably like, "Oh, I bet Ryan Reynolds is making bank." Like, I think we need to remember all the stuff that this man owns. Like, he owns a soccer team. He owns,
he's doing right.
Yeah, he owns a cellular company. He owns like a whiskey brand or an alcoholic brand.
He's married to a fucking gorgeous like supermodel actress.
Yeah,
has a great family. He's got the #1 movie in the world. He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think we need to keep in mind he's a pretty savvy businessman, and he's got a lot of leverage at this point. Not only for him, but also Hugh Jackman's got a lot of leverage. And I mean, the moment he signed on to this, he signed a multi-movie contract. So that seemed like it was a given of what they were going to do there for Hugh Jackman. But it seems like, yeah, till you're 90. It seems like they're going to be more open to potentially using Ryan as Deadpool, because also, like, we have to be realistic. You know, these actors are going to get older. Like, when you look at them, they're starting to show their age. When you look at Wolverine, like, he's still, I mean, Hugh Jackman, he's still fit. Like, he looks good, but he's aging.
Yeah,
even when you,
I mean, he's fit, but he's aging. Jennifer Garner, she looks great, looks amazing, but she's getting older.
So they don't have much time left. They've got probably another 5 years to 10 years of doing these characters if they did, but I would say keep it at 5, hit Secret Wars, then kind of do your soft reboot and move on. That's my stance. So milk it for what you can while you can. But this isn't, we're seeing, you know, Deadpool, like, there's more demand. They've got him in theme parks now for like the characters that appear in the whatever the Marvel land is called in Disneyland, Disney World, wherever. But now there's a big push to try and develop more Deadpool stuff. So like either an interactive ride or experience with Deadpool. So I think you're going to see a lot of Deadpool popping up.
Ooh, they got to be careful with that. They got to be real careful with that.
Because he can get grading very fast.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. So we got Flaccid Phoenix. MaxiPad is greater than MVP. Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I can't wait for Craven to come out so we can get MaxiPad again, because that's when MaxiPad said he would go see a movie again, because he feels confident that that'll be good, wholesome family fun, and none of this, you know, high tea stuff. And then we got Boosh in the house. Boosh. Josh just streams. This is wild. This is wild, man. Crazy. Whoa.
Totally tubular, dude.
Right. Yeah. Nos is coming in with, people that hold up a Deadpool movie to a fucking Kubrick standards is insane. Agree. Now, what I will say, and he's here, like, he's here trolling. MaxiPad loved Deadpool and Wolverine because, of course, he did. I will say I am 100% with Max that they could have done more at the end to make this more epic. And I would have liked that, but yeah. I mean, look, there's only room for one brown person on that panel, and I guess it was not. No, I'm kidding. I think Vex just needed some sleep. That's all. She'd been editing and doing a show, and editing and doing a show, editing and doing a show, and then kind of getting railed for her opinion. And at the end of the day, it's a movie, you know. So yeah, I love Vex. I will happily have her on anytime she wants. What? Wait. Boosh put, wait, the people can say whatever they want and they get to have guns. Laugh out loud. This country is going to be, Okay, I get it now. I just had to actually like read the full thing. Yeah, good stuff. But so Drew, one of the things that we kept talking about as this movie was kind of getting ready to come out, they had all these leaks and stuff. Some of the set leaks we found out were fake, aka the Cyclops leak.
Yes, I'm pissed about that.
Yeah. But there was a point in time where we did talk about, and look, I said it on here. Ben Affleck was on set. Ben Affleck signed a contract. Ben Affleck will be in the film. It didn't happen. However, with all the Deadpool like craze that's going on right now, they're already pulling together a Art of Deadpool book covering Deadpool and Wolverine the movie. And one of the concept art pictures that's in this is this one here. Now, this was done before the writer's strike. Gonna put this out there. This was done before the writer's strike. This is clearly, you know, when they were still working on some elements of the film, and we knew some stuff changed kind of around the time leading up to the strikes, and then even afterwards, so they could finish filming. But if you look at this, there are two characters in this concept art that are not in the movie. But if you see Wolverine, who's kind of dead center, and if you
Yep.
look just a little to his left, can you tell who that is?
To Wolverine's left.
To our left, if you're looking at it. Wolverine's right, our left. Oh,
That's fucking Daredevil. That's Ben Affleck Daredevil.
Wait. Oh. I think
Agatha?
you
No,
got.
don't tell me it's Agatha. No.
No. I think you got super excited that you kind of robot ejaculated and had like a robot going on. But yeah, there's actually someone between. There's someone between Daredevil and Wolverine.
Oh shit! Now I see him. Yes, Ghost Rider. Holy shit! Oh my god.
So.
Oh, damn.
He apparently also signed a contract. I'll be honest, I didn't know that Nicolas Cage had signed a contract, but it looks like whatever they had planned for these two are being saved. And what I know is that I kind of discussed. Wes on Saturday morning was like, "So who's your source?" And I gave a little bit of information away. However, what I did find out is they're preparing stuff for a future film with both of these characters in concept. Yeah, with both these characters in the concept art. So I would say it's pretty safe that you're going to see Nick Cage, Ben Affleck in the future.
Fuck yes.
Unless something changes. Yes, Max, I thought the same thing, and part of me wonders if that's why they took it out. So he put this looks like the Midnight Suns. Because I think there is an iteration that has like Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Elektra, Wolverine, Deadpool, maybe not all at the same time, Blade for sure, but at different points they were all part of the Midnight Suns. So
just missing Morbius.
Just missing more. Yeah, where's Jared Leto? Get that guy over here. What's going on?
Time. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's already working with Disney anyways. Oh man. Yeah. So I'm curious to see what other stuff gets revealed when this book gets released.
You're telling me.
Because the other thing that I know about is Halle Berry was interviewed because she's got a new, I think it's a Netflix movie that's releasing on Friday. But she was getting interviewed and someone said, "Hey, there's a lot of talk that you were going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine. Like, what happened?" And she blatantly discussed how like there was a conversation and Blake Lively of all people was the one that reached out to her and they had a conversation about it and then it kind of just never happened. So I don't know if you remember while they were filming this, she posted a picture in a Storm wig that was a different Storm wig. So
I think I remember something else that she had just turned. I forget how old she just turned, but she was looking pretty good, pretty good still. And I think she had like on a Catwoman mask. And hey, that's fine by me.
Yeah, I don't want to be reminded of that. I don't want to be reminded. That film was awful.
Oh, I do. I don't mind it at all from this point.
Yeah. Speaking of Vex had posted or retweeted a clip from Catwoman. That's oh gosh, who's the Sharon Stone? Sharon Stone falling from the window. Yeah, that awful cut. Oh man, good times.
You just ruined I had to bring up a beautiful visual of Halle Berry pretty much naked wearing a Catwoman mask celebrating her birth year. Then you ruined it with Sharon Stone in that damn Catwoman film. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Boosh put new Deadpool video game. I would be willing to bet that is guaranteed at this point. You're gonna get something crazy like that.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, Flaccid, man, I wish Ghost Rider was in it. And indeed, yeah, I think they realized they didn't want to blow their load all at once. So, which fair, fine. Like you want to do something to get people coming back. If you do it all in this one film, it's not going to happen. So. What in the world is going on in the chat tonight? Zax, Josh, what is your stance on beach pooping? Is it crouched? What does that mean?
It's an oddly specific question.
I don't know what's going on. This is reminding me of the time that everyone was doing like Medea titles in the chat, and I was like, I don't even know. I'm here. I don't know what's happening. Oh my god. Zax, you're gonna have to fill me in. I don't know what's going on. That's crazy. Okay. Oh, hey, we got Vex in the house. Miss Vex Electronic
Hey!
herself. Is that Ezra Miller in the image? No, not Ezra Miller. Sorry.
No, it's not better than Ezra. No.
Yeah. And then Boosh is coming with, oh, hi, Vex. Delete. Vex, our discussions of Deadpool and Wolverine may have come up. So, my mic has some weird vibration going on. What the heck? Hold on, guys. That's the wrong thing. Yeah, I can't get it to change. StreamYard's been weird. I can't get it to change either.
I can hear you. You're better. You sound better.
What the weird. I went and I tried to change mics in StreamYard and it just reverted back to what it was already at. So who freaking knows? But if I sound better, then great. Anyways, apologies for the mic issues. Have I ever received a Texas chili dog? Y'all, I'm getting oh no, and I inadvertently started a Medea cleans the beach. Oh, where we go. Medea makes a sandcastle. Apparently that sounded like I was using a vibrator. Oh gosh, here we go. Medea meets an otter, Josh. Medea versus Freddy. Like I've started a nightmare. Max is saying much better. So finally I hit his G spot, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, really good stuff here. And I think kind of like what we said, Drew, like for sure take advantage of this, utilize it, but don't do what the comics are doing where it's so much all the time that it's just like, God, I hate this guy.
Oh, and on top of that, don't kill your fucking character when he has the #1 movie in the world.
Yeah. Yes, agreed. We got Fiend Machine in the house. Come on, guys, saying weird makes you a bunch of birthday party clowns. I mean, you know, if the show fits. And it's weird. Caleb Underwood, if Deadpool 3 had this scene, 10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, look, we kind of got this scene. It's them fighting all the Deadpools, but this is clearly taking place in the void instead of Deadpool's Earth. So, yeah. More Medea. Like, if you're watching this later, just go tune in, check out the live chat, and there's endless Medea show opportunities coming up, movie opportunities. Eyes Wide Medea. But now that this is out, like I said at the beginning of the show, I do kind of want to go through what is actually slated to be released from Disney, from Marvel, because there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of date changes, a lot of movies getting postponed, some things getting announced and getting a slate, and then the slate changing, and then the slate changing again. So let's see what is coming from Marvel in the MCU. Because the first thing that is up to bat is none other than Agatha All Along, which they did. They only discussed.
Did I fart? I'm sorry. Oh crap.
Yeah. Whoops. They did discuss this at D23, and Drew, you sent me a wonderful little video that you were impressed with. So do you want to share what happened in that video that you sent me?
So it was bright and early this morning, doing a little morning walk, checking emails, and I click over to Instagram. I get notified, hey, there's a video from D23. I'm like, oh, great, cool. I see something cool that leaked. And I see her amazing face, and it says Agatha All Along. And apparently there was an interpretive dance routine that happened at D23. It's the best way to put it, an interpretive dance routine at D23 in front of everyone about promoting the show, including her and Aubrey Plaza and other stars doing this dance. And it is arguably one of the I don't know if I'd say cringiest, but one of the most embarrassing moments I can imagine for these actresses on stage.
Not only were they kind of doing a weird little dance type thing going on, but they were also singing.
Yes.
They were singing live. So interesting. I don't know. Look, we watched the trailer for this on a previous episode of Culture Popped, and there are elements of this that I think could be cool and fun, and then most of it just seems like it is written by a bunch of people whose only TV knowledge is watching RuPaul's Drag Race.
And rewritten by those people. And rewritten.
Yeah.
And rewritten.
It's definitely a very like gay slanted, gay humor. That's very much what I'm getting from this.
So Josh, it's for you.
Nope. Even when we watched the trailer, I said if there's one thing that I stood out for me about this was that opening shot where she's like a police detective and shows up and there's a body in the woods, and I'm like, I don't know what movie this is or show this is, but I'd watch this over whatever Agatha is. You know, and they're gonna do some like horror elements, which I think could be cool, but it also seems like they're gonna undermine every scary moment with a terrible joke or stupidity.
Which is what they do in the fucking trailer. They do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have someone doing an Exorcist spider crawl and it's undercut with a fucking joke. And it's like, okay, this is how it's going to be. Okay, we're not going to take this seriously. It's not going to be a serious show. It's going to be, I don't want to say like Deadpool. They're not going to be breaking the fourth wall, hopefully, but it just sounds like it's going to be a comedy routine.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're also basing this off the story The Witches Road, which I think they could do some really cool shit with, but I don't know. If I could be surprised by anything, if the first two episodes are kind of this tone that we're seeing from the trailer, and then it just slowly starts getting more dark and more serious, hey, I'll take it, but I don't expect that'll happen at all.
Yeah, it's to the point where if you're undercutting all the horror elements with the joke, why do you bother having the horror there in the first place?
Right. It's camp. It's that whole camp thing. We do have Zax coming in with, okay, it must be said that I find her and Aubrey Plaza unreasonably sexy. You're not alone.
No, Aubrey Plaza has been incredibly sexy since she was on Parks and Rec. Yeah, and even to now. She's my age. It's like she's still drop dead sexy.
Yes. Fiend Machine wants to know if they were breakdancing at D23. Nope. I think breakdancing's taking a break after Australia at the Olympics. So.
I can't fucking. Let's see. The Olympics automatically said, yeah, we're not bringing that back. It's not coming back.
Okay, time out. I've got to. Nos put, I thought RuPaul was Wendy Williams for years. I'm so confused. They're not far off from one another. I'm just gonna put that out there. He also put The Witch's Road is called Dating a Woman. Josh, stay gay and happy, my friend. Oh gosh, this is crazy. Camp, is that where you lost your virginity? No. Come on, what are you talking about? And JD Petty wants to know, do you think they'll show witches as anything but misunderstood?
No.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably not. And then MVP says Zax is alone. They aren't sexy. Max,
what?
Dude, even I can acknowledge that they're sexy in certain way. Look, if you don't think Aubrey Plaza is sexy, then go watch season 2 of White Lotus. And yeah. Catherine,
any episode of Parks and Rec. Holy shit. Man.
Yeah, Catherine Han, as she's gotten older, I think grows more sexy in a weird. Like she's one of those that she kind of gets a little sexier with age. So that's.
And I think Marvel's got her in the gym to stay fit.
Oh, I'm sure. Which, you know, I mean, if she's having to do anything physical at all for the show, she's going to want to do anyways. So, Caleb put, if Agatha was more like Evil Dead, it could work. Actually.
Dude, fuck yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. That would actually work out really well.
You know what? If they had presented this trailer with no jokes and just played it as like a straight horror story with witches, I'm all there. Holy shit, you've sold me. But no, but like you said, we brought up earlier, because they undercut all the horror elements with the joke. No, I'm not there for this. No,
and it's also the type of humor they're using. So, anyways, this is
current Marvel Comics lazy anti-Catwives bullshit humor. Just lazy, heavy-handed humor.
Yeah. This is less than a month, or roughly a month away, I should say. So coming way faster than I remembered it being. But yeah,
coming fast and hard.
Coming fast and hard. And I know you won't be watching, but I'll be tuning in. So yeah. Caleb is asking, did we see the Thunderbolts trailer leaked? We will be getting to that in a second, good sir. Next up, coming up after Agatha All Along, it's going to be Eyes of Wakanda. So this is actually, there's two Wakanda shows that are kind of being discussed in the works, happening, whatever. This is the animated show. But they're saying that it's the most connected to the actual MCU over any other animated series that they've done, but it's all in the past. So this is strictly here that you don't need it, but if you want to watch it, you can get a better understanding of Wakanda, how it works. Each episode is going to take place in a certain time period, showing just the birth of the nation, how they gained vibranium, utilized vibranium, some of the things that they came across or were challenged by. And they were very quick to reveal that for the MCU proper, this will be the first time that we see a Iron Fist. So,
oh, that's cool. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I actually like this idea. I mean, not just getting to see different Iron Fists in history, but also different Black Panthers in the past as well. This could be cool.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan Coogler is working on it behind the scenes. I think there's some good stuff that could happen here. It's my understanding that the Iron Fist they're going to show is the Pirate Queen Iron Prince or Iron Fist that was from God, whose run was that?
Was it was it Ed Brubaker and Matt Fraction?
I believe so. Yep. So they kind of introduced that character in that lore there, but from my understanding, that's the Iron Fist that we're going to see, which makes sense because we know that with them doing all these Netflix conversations, we know for a fact they've actually talked to Jessica Henwick. And if you watch season 2 of Iron Fist on Netflix, they tease that she's the ancestor of that character. So I think it all kind of comes into play, but they're going to strictly focus on the past, kind of just show different things about the country. As far as I can tell, it's not going to feature any of the main characters that we see in today's time. So this, for what it is, standalone animated series, could be really good. I'll take it. But Boosh put Wakanda, be unburdened by what has been. Yeah. Lordy. And then Caleb, Marvel's kind of cooking for the next year in 2026. I agree with you on some of these things. So we'll slowly get through these titles coming up. Some. But coming up after, and this doesn't have a release date yet for month, but it is coming out this year. So, and I didn't do a slide for this because honestly, there was no actual updates. But do you remember that animated Spider-Man show that they announced like a while back? It's supposed to be Spider-Man freshman year.
Yeah. Is it based on the actual comic book series that Nick Klein did the art for?
No, it's supposed to be like
Nate Bradshaw. Forget who did the art.
It was supposed to be Spider-Man, Tom Holland Spider-Man before catching up to him in Homecoming. But I don't know if that's still the case. Who knows? There is a Daredevil that's voiced by Charlie Cox that's going to be in the show. We're supposed to have Doctor Strange in the show, so who knows what's actually going to happen? But they also changed the name from Spider-Man Freshman Year to Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. So we'll see. But because there's no actual updates other than yes, it's still coming, I didn't do a slide for it. So anyways, it would be right after this. So you've got Eyes of Wakanda, Spider-Man Freshman Year, and then we move into oh, no, I did do a slide for it. My bad. Anyways, that's all for that. Shit. February 14th, 2025, Captain America Brave New World. And Drew, you're not excited for this.
No, I don't. It doesn't dazzle me. I don't care that the fact that they're showing the Red Hulk and it's Harrison Ford phoning it in. I'm not interested. I don't care. The trailer, whatever it was, we saw it. There's nothing about it that gets me excited, giddy to go to the theater to see it. I was really trying to think about what it would have taken to really get me excited. And honestly, I would say it probably would have taken seeing Falcon Cap actually struggling in the trailer, actually like maybe failing at one point in the trailer, maybe fighting some very familiar villains in costume, but we don't really get that. And it's just fighting generic people with guns. Yay.
Yes. I'm really curious. This is another interesting one because it's been through a lot of rewrites, a lot of changes, and I'm curious to see what they keep versus what's new. But yeah, I think between certain aspects of Falcon and Winter Soldier, the series, that fell short, and then the fact that there's been so many rewrites, the fact that we feel like we've kind of been let down by Harrison Ford in major, blockbuster projects lately. It's a lot of just kind of making me hesitant. On the positive note, I loved the tone of the trailer, and it seems like they're trying to do something a little more serious. So we'll see. They put in.
And the big thing is, I mean, as long as Cap isn't lecturing people to do better, and he's not condoning terrorism or treating terrorists like heroes, okay, we're on a good path.
Yeah, agreed.
Agreed. If they do keep that up and think that's a good thing and they should do that, then yeah, I'm not going to be there. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah. And look, I'll own up. Even at the time that was coming out, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was giving it some grace because I knew they changed storylines because of the pandemic and everything. At this point, they should have just left everything as it was. Like I would love to see whatever that show is, but yeah, stuff was changed. So, I mean, so seeing this hairy-chested Red Hulk, that doesn't do anything for you at all, like nothing.
Not as much as Aubrey Plaza. I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
No.
Well, some YouTubers were getting a little hot and bothered by seeing hairy-chested Red Hulk here, so I was like, y'all need help. Yep, y'all need help in therapy. One unsurprisingly, I saw this on Twitter, was Grace Randolph, who said she can't talk about it, otherwise she'll get demonetized.
Okay.
Yeah. She was like, it's the chest hair, it's the just other aspects of the chest, it's the angle. I was like, okay.
That's an 80-year-old man you're looking at, right? Okay, just want to make sure we got that straight. Right.
Yeah. Oh man. Gosh, it's interesting stuff. Hopefully they deliver the espionage aspects of the show quite well, and if it can have a similar tone to Winter Soldier. Look, honestly, if this movie comes out and is a competent film, I'm not even saying great, just competent with good action, that's a win. I'm just gonna say that's a win because I'm not.
At this point, it is, but I would really love to see him fight some costume villains from the comics.
Yeah, agreed. I agree with you there because we got Esposito, who's Sidewinder, but just doesn't look anything like. I mean, he looks like it's good action scenes, but doesn't look like the character. And I want to see more. And I think they're holding stuff too because we haven't seen anything from the leader, and we know the leader is in this.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. You would think at least one image of his fucked up noggin we would have seen by now.
Yep.
Yeah. Guess not.
And I can't remember. Oh gosh, I can't remember her name now. But there's a character. I was going to ask you about this because I'm more familiar with DC. You have a good grasp on some Marvel stuff. But the character that is kind of like Ross's kind of right hand person, the blonde chick.
Oh, the blonde chick.
Yeah, there's a blonde chick in here. Hold on, let me see if I can find her. Oh, Crap. Maybe it's Rachel Layton, the character name. Oh no. Oh. I'll have to go back. So they released like a separate trailer.
Diamondback. Maybe it's the character Diamondback.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong.
They could be teasing that she may be Diamondback.
Okay. I've got to go look and see what they refer to her as a name, because she's got blonde hair, but the two actresses I'm looking at here both have dark hair for IMDb. It might be Shira Haas, but I don't know. Actually, I think it is Shira Haas, the actress Shira Haas, and she just has blonde hair in the film. But she's playing Ruth Bat-Seraph? Sabra? Oh, it is her. Are you familiar with Sabra as a character?
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Sabra.
Oh,
Marvel.
yeah, she's the one Jewish. She's a Jewish character. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The D23 trailer featured her substantially more. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that. So,
yeah.
Other than that, though, there really wasn't much in the D23 trailer that was different. Just this front view of Red Hulk. But yeah, they haven't shown the leader. We're gonna get the leader. They had said that they cut out the Serpent Society, but now that we know that Esposito's playing Sidewinder from the Serpent Society, it makes me wonder if we actually are still getting it. It's just different than what we were getting before. Who knows? And
maybe if this film is successful, relatively speaking, it lead to a third. It could lead to a Super Society film. We'll see. Maybe, who knows?
Possibly. And what I will say is the things that we do know is that whatever happens here for sure is going to have direct ties to Thunderbolts, which we'll talk about in a second. But also it's supposed to have direct ties to Armor Wars. So
exciting stuff.
I guess, maybe, possibly. But they also confirmed we're getting adamantium here. So yeah. We'll see. I don't know if we should. Yeah. We got IJP Mexican in the house. He said, "Did I miss the Deadpool talk?" We had that at the very beginning, brother. So go check out the beginning. After we finish, go check out the beginning of the show. And then he put Red Hulk 10 years too late. Honestly, I'm not gonna say 10 years too late. Actually, yeah, probably 10 years too late. Because for the longest time, Marvel just tried to pretend like the Incredible Hulk wasn't a thing until Civil War. And then I think if you had started getting some of this following, like if you had actually had Black Widow, the film, come after Civil War and be better than what it was, and if you had some of this stuff start popping up or kind of leading that direction, it would have worked much better. But oh no, JD Petty put Harrison Ford. Grr, I can crash a plane. Grr.
You got to put some more mumbles in there.
Max put was Soups all bricked up, of course, and screaming at the top of his lungs like a maniac. He was. Actually, you know what? I hope Soups wasn't invited to D23. If that were the case, that would be hilarious. And also, if we go back to that show we were discussing Soups on your channel, Max, the guy that he was like freaking out about, that he was like, we're going to take this fucker down and all that shit. Brandon BD, the guy that I'm friends with. No. He was talking about another guy that does comic book coverage. BD, how he wants to take him down because, he's a talentless hack and Soups is whatever. He thinks he's the best. So BD got to host a segment at D23 for Disney. So I'm sure Soups was like fit to be tied. Actually, that kind of makes me hope that he was there. I hope he was there to get to see Brandon hosting the Marvel animation panel because yeah. And congrats to BD for getting that. Like, the dude works his ass off and he deserves it.
Yeah.
Let's see. JD Petty, but yes, Grace Randolph, the one person who enjoyed Borderlands.
No, really?
Yeah, she was like the one. She was the one critic review that was positive. I don't know if that's still the case, but at the time, yes.
Eli Roth has to have some dirt on her or something. Holy crap!
Well, you know what's interesting is, so I did hear that so a lot of times when you have these things, your studios, like after you go to the screening to try to prepare, they'll usually reach out to say like, hey, did you enjoy the film? No, we're looking forward to your review. And a lot of times, just out of, being cordial, you'll communicate back and say, in a nice way, like, yes, I thought it was great, or, it wasn't my favorite, whatever it might be. And then you'll get your social media response and then your actual review out once the embargo lifts. So apparently, the embargo for reviews was like midnight West Coast time. And, a lot of your West Coast reviews hit, and there was like a couple of dozen, and they were all negative. And they called Grace Randolph to ask when she was going to post her review because it was positive. So
wow,
true story. That is a true story. So yeah, good times. Oh man, Flaccid put Donnie T as Red Hulk would roll. Donnie T. Oh. I don't know why. For some reason, I was thinking Donnie Wahlberg, and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
But yeah, Donald Trump. Gotcha. Oh gosh.
Get those Wahlburgers, yo. Gotta get those Wahlburgers.
Yeah, Flaccid missed opportunity to have the Serpent Society lizardmen pulling all the strings like they do in real life. You know what? I've never thought of it from that angle, but you're not wrong. Yeah, I really want to see. They were never going to be snake people though, because even when we saw the footage of freaking Seth Rollins as one of the Serpent Society members, he was human. So yeah,
would have rather had Henry Rollins than Seth Rollins, but hey, that's just me.
Seth Rollins is the actor's name.
I know. I would have rather had Henry Rollins. But
I like Seth Rollins. I think that'd be fun. Like for a kind of smaller antagonist role, yeah, throw him in there. Why not? You'll get a certain audience to come watch if they didn't already plan on watching. Goodness. Unexpected opinions about Israel. Oh, we got Naughty in the. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch up with his comments. We got Naughty in the house. Hello. Right. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Captain. I almost said Red Hulk, but for Captain America. So coming up after Captain America, I keep wanting to call this Red Hulk, probably because he's staring, like he's right here in front of me. Maybe I am distracted by the hairy chestises and those giant nipples, but
it looks like he's yelling into it looks like he's yelling into a boom mic. That's just me.
It does. Well, this scene in the trailer, he's like giving a speech, and then I think they start shooting at him or something. So then he transforms in front of everyone. So we'll see. I don't know. Who knows?
Wow.
So coming up after Captain America is going to be Daredevil Born Again. Now they also released the first trailer for this. It leaked online. I sent you this trailer. So I'm curious, what were your thoughts on what you saw for Daredevil Born Again?
I'll say it didn't look bad. I wouldn't say it looked great. It looks interesting. It looks potentially good. A whole smorgasbord of questions. But it looks all right. I'll say that. I mean, we do get to see some action. And hopefully that's not all the action out of every episode we're going to get. But it does look interesting. I mean, we do know we did see the shots. The one thing that they didn't show in the teaser, because they know how ridiculous it looks now, is the Bullseye costume. How cheap and shitty that looks. Hopefully they're fixing that. I pray to God they're fixing that. But other than that, I mean, it looks all right. We're getting a lot of white tiger or bronze tiger in the white tiger in this, and which is interesting. But yeah, it looks all right. I'm not disappointed. I'm not overly enthused. I'm just enthused.
Yeah,
And one other positive. It looks like the body positive Daredevil suit. It looks like they did fix that, or wherever they didn't post or whatever, because it actually looks like it's a form-fitting suit now on his body.
So I think some of that is CG, and I think we're gonna see some like CG. You mentioned Bullseye's suit. I think we're gonna see some alterations post with that. It's what they tend to do with their costumes. They do a lot of CG work with their costumes. So I do think we're gonna see that kind of sharpened up and tightened up a little bit. I love that, and I hate that it took people losing their shit and whatever, but I love that we've got Foggy and Karen here because they were gonna be featured and referenced in the first episode and then
killed off or whatever. Yeah. I'm so glad those writers were fired and just quickly forgotten.
Correct. And that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to. So you mentioned the action looked decent for what you saw. So they brought in the stunt coordinator that worked on the Punisher Netflix series. And when I saw that, I made a comment to you guys in our group chat that I feel like the Punisher series was guilty of not having enough action scenes for Punisher series, but I understand that's also like a budget thing.
Not enough of him as Punisher. I mean, you have him like the first season was him. Is it a very first episode? The first 10 minutes, no, not even 10 minutes. I'm probably the first 2 minutes of that first episode are the best of that first season because you have him as fucking Punisher, and then he just fucking quits until the last episode, and whatever.
You had that one episode where they were in the woods, and you had those like SWAT people coming after him. That had good action, but again, like it was that first episode, that episode, and then like the last episode out of a 13 episode series that had good solid action that kind of met the demand or expectation. But when there was action, I thought it was good action. So I do think that's promising for this. I hope that with the Disney budget and having a larger budget that we get more action.
Yeah, we need more. Absolutely. Whatever they think that there's enough. No, you need more.
What I will say is behind the scenes, they did a complete revamp of who's working on the show, both writers and directors. They got quality people in. So for the showrunners, the people that are kind of helping navigate the story. So when they first announced Daredevil Born Again, it was supposed to be an 18 episode first season. Now it's 6 episodes for, I think it's 6 episodes. It's either 6 or 8, but they already have a season 2 planned. So it looks like they just kind of took some of the elements that seemed interesting and packaged it as like here's a tighter season run. It's not going to get spread out over 18 episodes. Like we're just going to put it all into one.
Smart decision
Indeed. But the two guys that are working as the showrunners are the two guys that took over for Loki season 2. And I know there's negative opinions about Loki. Loki season 1 I'd put as like my worst show until She-Hulk came out, and then Secret Invasion. Season 2 I thought was really damn good. And I don't to this day I try to pinpoint how they managed to salvage what was, in my opinion, just such a freaking hot mess. But everything that like for me wasn't working with Loki season 1, they like kicked out the door. The stuff that I thought could have been interesting, they kind of leaned into. Stuff that I didn't even realize was a possibility, they leaned into.
And we got a lot more Kang, because we know we're going to be seeing a lot more Kang coming.
Oh no, they dealt with Kang. I think they were intuitive enough to know that it wasn't working, that they dealt with it in a way that it resolved it, and then Marvel came in and forced them to enter a line referring to Kang not being present or not being a threat anymore. But they pretty much handled that on the just in general. They decucked Loki. Loki became awesome again. Did some really cool like Loki shit. They sidelined what was her name? Sylvie. They pretty much like pushed her to the side. And then they ended up making, Loki like a more of a god than he was. So I have faith where they'll take the show. I feel like they're gonna kind of do their best with it and at least respect the characters, which we weren't getting. What I'm really excited about, though, is the director that they're using. So they got what's his name? Hold please.
Joe John? Is it Joe John?
I'm wanting to say Michael Cuesta. I think that's the one. Yes. So this guy has a freaking killer run as a director. But he pretty much started his big run with 6 Feet Under. So he worked on that for a while. He then was on Dexter season 1 and 2. He worked on True Blood for a while. Back in the early seasons of True Blood. He did Billions for a little while. He did Homeland. So he's got a really good pedigree. He's a good director, someone that's going to take it seriously, deliver some, I think, good quality work. So
yeah, we'll see when it goes with the action, because a lot of those shows you mentioned aren't really known for their action. So we'll, especially 6 Feet Under, it's like, we'll see. But yeah, the other shows, yeah, they are great shows. But we'll see if he can deliver the action.
Well, he won't. So they have their second units that do all the action. So all he's got to focus on is character, plot, and story development. Like that's his whole thing. But they've got their team. That's what I'm saying. They've got the guy that worked on Punisher coming in, and he's handling all the action stuff. So even from like directing wise, they have a second unit that comes in. They film all that. I think the big thing is they're gonna have to. Like the writer is going to have to write it in. So, we'll see what the writers deliver. But yeah, for the most part, I'm excited. I'm holding out some hope that this will actually deliver. I'm glad to see this cast back. I'm glad John Bernthal's back. And I know there's a few surprises in this as well that'll pop up. So, and it looks like it's going to lean really heavily into morbid with their main villain for season 1. So
yeah, he was the villain from the Charlie Houston run. Not Charlie Houston. I'm sorry. What the hell is his name? Charles Soule.
Yeah.
His run.
Soul. Muse. Yeah. So I mean, anytime you got a guy that's murdering people and then painting murals with their blood, it's a little creepy. So
Totes Dorbs. Yeah.
Totes Dorbs.
As the kids say.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see what the comments are saying. I'm trying to catch up real quick. Let's see. So Yuri thought that season 2 was pretty boring until the last episode. So for me, I thought the first episode of season 1 was great. I thought season 2 or episode 2 and 3 were a little slow, and then 4, 5, and 6 for me just like drove it home. But they had a lot of cleaning up to do. So the fact that they're cleaning up the mess of the previous season and then delivering, I was pretty impressed with on a technical level. They had a scene with Kang beating the snot out of the female characters and scrapped the whole project after Major. Oh no. No, I will say if anyone handled Kang well, it was Loki season 2. That was the only place I thought he was handled well. Everything else, I didn't like him in season 1. I did not like him. I hated him in Ant-Man. But yeah, the king of it all. We'll discuss the king of it all in a little bit. Coming up after Daredevil Born Again, we've got Thunderbolts coming out April 30th, 2025. Okay. I sent you this trailer because it leaked today from D23. And I will say just up front, I have a few problems with this film.
Few?
With what I know, based on what I've seen, I have a few problems with this. More than a few potentially, but just one, it's not the Thunderbolts. 2, Zemo is not here. And 3, I just don't get why we're getting this movie. Also, like, even though they've said Captain America Brave New World leads into this, it's like, if Ross isn't involved in this movie, then what's the point? Like, why? What's going on? But you watched the trailer, so what were your thoughts?
I was almost laughing at this, just at how mediocrely stupid this film is. Like, honestly, I'm watching this. I'm like, well, what's the fucking point of this film? What is the point of this film? What am I supposed to be feeling from this film? What am I supposed to be thinking from this film? Okay, they're losers. All right. But why are they doing this? I mean, we understand, like, you need to find your purpose, whatever. You find your special purpose. It's like, to make this shitty team for reasons to fight Julia Louis-Dreyfus. What it's like, okay, way to lower your goals to Defender season 1 on Netflix. Congratulations, fighting a middle-aged woman. Outstanding. This is fucking pathetic. It is absolutely pathetic. The characters look pathetic. The designs look lazy, cheap, and stupid. I mean, Taskmaster looks worse. I feel so bad for actually, a couple of these actors I feel bad for. Kurt Russell's kid, he looks like shit.
Wyatt Russell.
Wyatt Russell.
I thought he looked better here than he did in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So
we'll see. I'm not impressed. I'm not sold yet. And Bucky, holy shit! I mean,
he looks awful.
Like they're not even trying. I mean, it looks like they're not even going to be showing his arm. They're going to be having him in jackets and long shirts. They're going to make us think like he doesn't even want to have a fake arm. You know, like we're never going to see it.
I don't know if you know this, but at this point, whenever this takes place, he's a senator.
Oh my God! Only in Washington D.C. or New York or California would he be even made a senator.
That's why you see him in suits. But to me, God, he looks very thin. He looks very frail. Like Sebastian Stan looks thin. Yeah. And his hair is awful. Like,
I think he probably wasn't expecting to come back. Like, oh, you want me to come back for this? All right, I'm not working out. All right, sure, whatever. So
he should have known. They announced this last year at Comic-Con. I'm just like, oh man.
And the one guy playing the Red Guardian, honestly, I'm tired of it. I am honestly tired of him, of the muscular male being treated like the fucking punchline by the little bitch in the film. I'm tired of this shit. I'm absolutely over this. And I wish he had some self-respect and just put his sister in her place. It's driving me nuts. Honestly, if anyone had a sister like that, I would automatically disown them from the family. She is just an utterly unlikable, unsympathetic character.
Yeah, I see. I disagree. I like her a lot. Yelena?
Yes, incredibly unlikable.
I think you're in the minority with that one, honestly.
How? I don't understand that.
Because coming out of Black Widow, the one person everyone talked about liking was Florence Pugh and Yelena.
Wow.
Yeah. Go back. I swear to God, go back and watch people's reviews and discussions. The thing they were praising was Florence Pugh and Yelena. And then it wasn't only there, but when she was in Hawkeye, like people like she's in like 2 or 3 episodes. When she showed up, people were like, "This is great. We love her." Yada yada yada. Like she's a popular. I think she's popular.
Oh my God!
But I'm with you. I wish they would at least take a serious tone with Alexei and Red Guardian and let him do something serious. I don't think he's making it out of this movie though. So
no, and I'm gonna be
or never.
Well, and probably all the better for the actor himself. But I feel,
and that's what's. I mean, honestly, that's what's frustrating too. Because if you think back to Black Widow, and if you think about that opening scene where Natasha and Yelena were little, and then he comes in and he's like, kind of like, "Hey, we've kind of been found out," and he's trying to get the family together and not spook the kids, and they go on the run, and you got him trying to get away in the plane and everything. He was excellent. Like, if we could have gotten that throughout the entire film, and for sure, if you want to keep a joke here or there, fine. But it's like they've even forgotten what they did with the character in their own material, because he's so stupid now that I could never believe that this character is who started off the Black Widow film.
in between that and the girl boss shit, I'm over this. I'm on him. It's like I'm checked out. And like I said, they're fighting middle-aged Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Are you fucking kidding me right now? This is your threat. It's utterly preposterous.
So I have a suspicion that they're not actually fighting Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and the reason I say that is because there was the moment in the trailer where like it opens up and you got Florence going to Alexi's place and you get the jokes and the humor and the he's an idiot. Yeah. No. And she's asking like, are you feeling fulfilled? And he's like, yes, I'm very full. I'm very filled. And you're getting all that stuff. And she's talking about how she doesn't feel fulfilled. And she felt like, well, if I get lost in my job, I can do all this stuff. And she's talking about the mission sh's been going on. But then it cuts to kind of show, it looks like what the plot of the story is going to be. And it's her and she's, killing her way through some guards, gets into this warehouse of stuff. And you can tell she's not really sure what she's supposed to be looking for, but she's looking for something. And as she's looking for that, U.S. agent shows up and he starts trying to kill her and they're fighting each other. Then Ghost shows up. Then Taskmaster shows up and they're all fighting each other. And then they all realize they were sent here. So they were hired to come here. And then their paths just kind of got intersected. And I think that's kind of going to be what the plot is that their common denominator is that they've all worked for Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Because we know for a fact that she has worked with Yelena and she has worked with U.S. Agent. And there's been like talk of her working with Ghost. So it's kind of like, okay. So I'm wondering then, who really is trying to kill them? Because I don't think it's Julie Louis-Dreyfus. Because I think from her character's perspective, these people have use for her because, they're the hitman and assassin she can hire without having her name tied to it that can help her get her way.
I am expecting a lazy, shitty plot. I'm expecting to find out, they were brought there by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. They're hired to do something. But then the twist is like, oh no, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is actually going to kill you all right now. Like that scene later on, I think that's probably later on in the film. It's like, oh no, they were betrayed by her. Oh my God. I'm expecting a very lazy, a sad attempt at a Suicide Squad film is what I'm expecting.
You know who I think's behind it?
David Ayer?
I think Zemo's behind it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, Joshy Poo, if Baron Zemo is behind all of this, I will give the film credit. I will go see this. I will absolutely go. If Baron Zemo's behind all this, fuck yes, because you cannot have the Thunderbolts without Baron fucking Zemo.
Agreed. So I have a suspicion that we're gonna see Zemo here. I have a suspicion that he may be behind this in some form or fashion, and I think it's gonna get revealed kind of towards the end. The role that he plays. And then another reason I think that as well is he was brought up in an interview at D23, and one of the producers said, "You're gonna end up seeing Zemo way sooner than you realize." So we'll see.
We will see, and if it's true, I'm there. If we get a next trailer, we see Zemo in the trailer in the mask. All right, I'm there.
Any thoughts on Bob, aka Sentry, from the trailer?
Wait a minute, he's in. Wait, the Sentry is in the trailer?
Yes, but not in costume, not yet.
Oh, was he the wait? Oh, was he the guy like? Wait a minute, no, I don't. Was he the ones like I didn't send you here? Was that him?
Yeah, where he's like, I wasn't sent here. Yeah, he's in like the hospital gown. Yeah.
God.
So I was
damn
like,
it.
Hold on. Because there is a point too where he's like, I don't know if you caught this, they intercut, but he's getting like shot at with all these army soldier guys, and he's just taking bullets, but he's still in the robe, but he's like full on focused. But the actor, and I think this was a play on this, the actor playing this role now, because Steven Yeun dropped out, thank God.
Good for him.
But it's I want to say his name's Leslie Pullman. I think it's Bill Pullman's son, but he was in Top Gun Maverick and he played Bob. Like that was his call sign was Bob. He was the nerdy guy with the glasses. Yeah. So that's the actor playing the role, and I'm like, all right.
But why is his hair black?
It's not. It's blonde. He's got blonde hair. Yeah,
it's
just dark. It was kind of like blondish brown, but I think it was just dark. But whatever. Yeah. And when they showed him a little later in another clip, it was a closer up, and it had more of like a blondish, dirty blonde look to it. So we'll see. I'm glad it's not Yoon. Even though I like him a lot, it just.
And what the funny part is, Josh, we know Marvel Comics was banking huge on that when they started making their Marvel miniseries with all their different centuries. Like,
comic.
Good call on that one.
Oh yeah, that wasn't great. We do have a few comments here. George Demetropoulos put, "I forgot Thunderbolts was a thing." Laugh out loud.
Most people did. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Most people did too. Thunderbolts is Marvel's Suicide Squad. Yes and no. I think they're leaning too much into that aspect of it. So.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. So Caleb, if you've never read it, I highly encourage you. I would behoove you to seek out the first volume of the Thunderbolts written by Kurt Busiek and art by Mark Bagley. It is fucking amazing. So when you get to the end of that first issue, it's like, what? So yeah, do check it out.
IJP Mexican put, "Oh my God, the MCU has become Sony making movies about people nobody cares about." Listen, my take is, if this movie was co-led between Bucky, Yelena, and you knew for a fact Zemo was there, and those three would have been like your main orbits of the plot, I would probably be way more invested.
Why is Taskmaster even here? Get rid of fucking Taskmaster.
If this were the real Taskmaster, I would be 100% on board. Which, by the way, Taskmaster looks even worse here.
Yes, he does. It looks like they're cheaping out on the budget, on the costume budget.
And then Ghost also looks way worse here than she did in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then to make it even worse, Ghost and Taskmaster almost look identical. They've just got like a solid faceplate that's white.
And I got them confused in the trailer. I was like, wait a minute, was that just Ghost? Or
Ghost was solid white. I think Taskmaster has like two black things here to try to make it look like it's a skull, but it's more like a ghost skull. I don't know. But I will say, I do think you could do really cool action stuff with Ghost, but you have to go in with that being the intention of the character.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're going to get it. I'm just saying if you had a competent person doing it, you could.
No, they never thought of that. No, and I'm sure the actors didn't want to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Flaccid Phoenix put, "U.S. agent is greater than Blapped in America." Don was trying to get me canceled. Armando was agreeing with you when you were talking about you're tired of the male, the guy always being undercut. I agree with you there. We do have IJP Mexican. There was a Hawkeye show. It was actually pretty fun. Some good moments, but I mean, it ruined itself by the end, unfortunately, like most of these shows do.
Mm-hmm.
Code Man, I agree with Josh. I liked Yelena. I'm telling you, a lot of people loved Yelena.
I'm sorry. The minute they in that fucking movie, and she was pulling out her uterus like a punchline, I'm checked out. No, I have no respect for this character.
I moved past it. I thought there were really good scenes with her in that movie. I thought she had the most heart in that movie by the end. And then she had some really nice stuff in Hawkeye. But she doesn't look as good here as she did in either one of those films.
I was like, hey, that's a handsome young man. Oh no, it's a lady. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't understand this, like going with this really short haircut and all these women. I mean, if they explain it for a practical reason,
gaze, Josh, get rid of the male gaze. The other male gaze.
No, not even that, because all the gays, when they saw her in Hawkeye with that crazy like long hair braid thing she had, were like, "Oh my god, that's fair, Slay Queen." Yeah. Andrew's here with Sup guys, super late. We'll catch on replay. Awesome, brother. Thank you. It's nice to see you here. And yeah, Caleb agrees. The costumes did not. Maybe my opinion will change once I see more of it, but they lost all the detail and uniqueness that they had. That like what we see on the screen here with Ghost and Taskmaster. Like, just imagine a solid black suit with the white faceplate. That's what they look like. That's what they look like now. They lost all whatever character detail was here. So, anyways, Armando also agrees with you on not liking Elena.
Thank you.
Although he does think she's easy on the eyes. So,
Okay.
You don't think Florence Pugh's attractive?
Not in this trailer. No.
I mean, the trailer, fine. Yeah, sure.
Maybe in the first Black Widow film, maybe. But I gotta see her on the red carpet, see what she looks like. I gotta be honest with you. I don't think I've seen her outside of the Marvel stuff.
True.
Yeah,
she's definitely a pretty girl. All right, moving on from Thunderbolts, we're gonna go to July 25th, 2025. We've got Fantastic Four. We kind of touched on this Sunday on Max's Man Cave. Look, none of us are excited about what's his name?
Pedro Pascal.
Yes, thank you. I was drawing a blank there. I just think all of us, I don't know. I don't think we're crazy about him as a person. I think he seems like a weird pick for the role. We'll see. We'll see what he delivers. What I do love about this is they are leaning heavy into this whole 60s idea. And I think that's kind of cool. At least for being different. But story-wise, we'll have to see what they deliver. So, but we know for a fact this does take place in the 60s. It is an alternate universe. It's an alternate universe where the Fantastic Four are viewed as heroes. They're known to be heroes. They're public figures.
Rightfully so, as they should be.
So, we'll see. And Galactus is one of the villains, if not the main villain. And
it's too much too soon. But hey, that's just me.
I agree. I think Galactus needs to be something you build up to, like Thanos. So, I don't know what the plot's going to be. I don't know if they're going to stay on their planet or go to or stay in their universe or get thrown into a different universe. And maybe they're kind of like Hulk or Bruce Banner in Infinity War, where they come to this Earth, our Earth, and like there's a god that eats universes and planets out there, and he is going to come here. And maybe you lead up to a story then, but who knows? So, but other than that, I know you're not as crazy about why am I forgetting names right now? Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I know you think she's got RBF. I've seen her in stuff where she doesn't have it, but I understand what you're saying. And then the other two, I'm on board with. So
yeah, again, absolutely. Yeah, the guy is Johnny. He looks just like Johnny, and the one guy, sure, as the Thing. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, whatever. I mean, it looks like we're just going to be seeing him in glimpses or in pictures of him, what he used to look like, Ben Grimm before he was transformed. Sure, whatever. Yeah. They've got to get the relationships right. That's what matters. They're a family, but they're a bickering family at the same time. If they got to, for me, getting the Johnny and Ben relationship right, getting those two, poking and prodding each other. That, and if there's one thing, people disagree with me on this. If there's one thing that I think Tim Story got right on the first Fantastic Four film, or the first two, it's that Johnny and Ben relationship. How those two are always going at it with each other. Like, if there's one scene I like, granted, I like, it's a silly scene, it's a small scene, but it's so true. It's that from the first film, Johnny is trying to tickle Ben, whatever, and then eventually he has like a broomstick. He has like shaving cream in his hand. He whacks his face. The shaving cream. You see Johnny put his hands up with an exclamation, "Yes, I got him!" And Ben just steals out Johnny. I'm like, yeah, that's the relationship. That's what they do. They go at it with each other. If they can get that right, and they don't do the patriarchy bad, Reed is bad shit that allegedly we're going to be getting, then it should be hopefully good.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting that. It seems like they're really going to lean into these are all good guys. And it looks like they're setting Reed up to play, I mean, the entire Fantastic Four in general, but to play a key role in Secret Wars. So, which honestly they should, but let's get through this film first. And I mean, even just this rendering here, this art, they capture the relationships pretty damn well in a picture. And if they're aware enough to convey that in an image, I'm hoping they can deliver it in the script.
Yeah, likewise.
So let's see. JP Mexican put Pedro. I'm in everything Pascal. Yep, that's exactly who I was talking about. And Armando followed that up with, "Yay, everyone's favorite actor, Pedro Pascal, because we're not all tired of seeing him in everything." Yeah, well, I mean, guys, we get him in Gladiator before this comes out, so that's exciting, right?
Right? I can't believe that. Jesus.
What's crazy is Joseph Quinn, who's playing Johnny Storm, is also in Gladiator 2.
No shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's one of the emperors. You've got the two like they them looking emperor twin Twinkie things. He's one of them. So
okay.
yeah. Caleb put Fantastic Four is going head to head with James Gunn's Superman.
Ooh, same weekend?
I don't know if it's the same weekend. This is July 25th, 2025. Let's see.
I would think Superman would take the July 4th weekend.
It's July 11th. So, oof. You know what? That's if Marvel can deliver a good film, this is very smart on Marvel's part. Because if James Gunn, I mean, Superman could come out and be excellent. And this could come out and be excellent. And that's best case scenario. That's honestly what I hope for. But I don't know. But if Superman comes out and it's mediocre, and then this comes out and it's, even if it's just good, it's gonna cut Superman off at the knees. Because it's gonna cut like its run and like second viewings and stuff. So James Gunn does not need that. He needs Superman to be successful. So
yeah. I mean, literally, I've seen the numbers. It's got to make $1 billion. That is not hyperbole. It has to.
Codeman came in with the 60s aesthetic is my favorite part of this new film. I enjoy their chemistry in the trailer. Yeah, their chemistry seems great in the trailer. And they slapped that together. Like that is, when I say slapped it together, like they took 1 to 2 days to just like come together. Let's do this. Come on, we got to pull something together. We need to give some people some type of something for this movie. Because they literally, I think either they just started filming for the actual film. So everything.
One thing I think at this point, one thing we don't need to see again is an origin story of this. We already know their origin story. Just do it like the Incredible Hulk, have it in the opening credits, move on.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we're going to get. I would assume. So, especially with them already being established and well-known, you'll probably get some, it looks like they're avoiding that. So, Codeman did say he's hesitant about the suits. So we looked at the Johnny Storm suit. It's not polished, and I'm okay with that. It doesn't look like MCU, and I'm okay with that. I can understand some people not being excited about it. But it almost looks like they're taking this from the aspect of if we were really in the 60s and we really made this, what would it look like? And then we're just going to use modern technology to film it. So I'm kind of glad. I would feel weird if everything was super 60s and then you got a really cool modern suit. It would feel out of place.
Yes.
But knowing that they're in a different universe and that they will be coming to what is presumably this universe, I'm going to assume you're going to get modern suits. If not by the end of this film, eventually. So, we'll see. Again, it's all up in the air, but I'm glad that they're just doing something that looks and feels different. So
it looks and feels like the 1960s, and that's what matters. That's what's important. So I'm all for that.
Ryan put Silver Surfer is still a chick, though. Yeah, in their universe.
Yep.
I mean, look, here's my thing. If we get a chick Silver Surfer for their universe, so we can have Norrin Rad for our universe for a much longer period of time, I'll take it.
Yeah, if she is just Silver Surfer in this one film, all right, sold, perfect, done, kill her off. Oh no, then we get the actual Norrin Rad as Silver Surfer. Be fantastic.
Yeah, because her character is only in like what 3-4 pages of the comic that she's featured in, right?
Not even 4. I think honestly, I think 3 panels in 2 or 3 pages. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Wow.
I will say though, if that is the case, they're wasting a really talented actress in Julia Garner.
She is a great actress. Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, as much as I want to see her, I really don't want that character.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and move on to see what's coming up after Fantastic Four. Oh, we've got Ironheart to be announced for 2025. So Drew, I did not send you the trailer for this one.
Thank you.
You're not excited to watch Ironheart?
No.
Yeah. I do think so. I'll put this out there because I praise Wakanda Forever and everyone gives me shit about it. And I do think it is legitimately a good film. However, if there's anything in my opinion that brings that film down, it's the Ironheart stuff. Because I'm okay with slow pace, I'm okay with grief and whatever. I get people don't want that in their comic book movies. I thought it was done well. But I thought the Ironheart stuff and everything with the CIA and Julia Louis-Dreyfus characters were by far the worst things in that movie. So to get Ironheart as a TV show, I could care less. Like I don't know really why we're getting it, but fine, I guess.
She's not Iron Man, and look, to be perfectly honest with you, if anyone knows the true origin of this character, her first issues, and what she did. She stole Tony's armor and just retrofitted it to fit her. She didn't create the armor. It wasn't out of desperation. She just did it. She just stole the armor from the museum and just reworked it, rewired it to make it her own. It's like, what do you fucking do? Good for you. All right, you took someone else's work and made it your own. Congrats. All right, I guess you're every other scientist now. But she's a lazy character. There's no other way to put it. She's a very, very lazy character, written by a lazy hack writer, Brian Michael Bendis.
Yeah, I will say, because I did say this at the time the movie came out, Wakanda Forever handles her as a character way better than the comics did. So that is like the one positive it has going for her. But I still thought it was some of the weakest stuff in the movie, and I still not excited to see this. Now, what I will say is she doesn't have the suit here because Shuri wouldn't let her leave Wakanda with it. Like she made her. They pretty much said this is property of Wakanda. You can't take it. So she has to build a whole other suit. And then when we see her in the trailer, she's actually committing crime. And it's not projected in a way of like, oh, look at our good guy doing good things. Like they make a point to show like she's a criminal right now. So that has me a little curious.
So maybe they're going to lean into the comics where Brian Bendis had her stealing the armor.
Probably, you know what? Actually, yeah, you might be right. So,
our hero, ladies and gentlemen, our hero.
The main villain here is the Hood. I mean, sure, I guess.
Oh, that you said, I am automatically tuned out because I am on the record. I hate this fucking character, and I hate how Brian Michael Bendis made him the biggest fucking thing on the planet whenever he was at fucking Marvel. I hate this character. I wish this character would just burn away in the cesspool. If I had all the money in the world and I could buy Marvel, first thing I would do is to destroy the character of the Hood. I would automatically say, you are no longer using this character. We are throwing him away. We are burning this character. He no longer exists. You can thank Brian Michael Bendis for that. It's gone. No longer exists. This character is shit. It's a shit character and shouldn't even be on TV.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting pick for a villain.
We got Yuri Volts coming in with the Hood seems really random for a villain to fight Ironheart. They're taking a science versus magic approach with the characters. And I don't see that. Look, it's been done a million times.
No, and not just that. He's a low level street thug. Barely a magician, if that. Barely a magician. You just had the magical cloak. What do you fucking do? It just, there's nothing powerful about this guy at all.
Yeah, it looks like he might be getting a little bit of a boost in magics from a certain character. So, if that's still the plan, who knows? I don't remember. I don't remember how far back it was that we talked about who the actual main villain is, whether they get revealed at the very end or not. I'll just put it this way: it's supposed to be Mephisto, and no, this is not a WandaVision, like, oh, it's Mephisto. Not Mephisto. No, Mephisto. Yeah. And Sacha Baron Cohen is supposed to be playing the role, which honestly I could love or I could hate. So we'll have to see. But
if he plays him like Ali G, I'm all there.
Oh no. He can actually do dark really, really well, and I want him to come in and do dark. I want him to come in and do what people don't expect of him, just because he can do it well. The reason I don't know if that's the case is that news and the footage of him being on set and filming, that came out well before the writer strikes. And we know that they've retooled things, but we also know that he's had his personal kind of scandals coming out. So,
oh yeah, not good.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still the plan or what's going on there, but that was the original plan. And then Caleb also said, "Can Dr. Doom kill Ironheart, please? Please." They got to start killing some of these characters off, and they can't do all the good characters. I'm just going to put it that way.
Yeah.
Coming up after Ironheart, I don't know if you noticed that there's something missing here, Drew. So Ironheart is to be announced. Let's see. We've got July 25th, 2025, Fantastic Four. To be announced 2025, Ironheart. And then we jump to May 1st, 2026. But there's supposed to be a movie that came out November 2025. And it's not there.
Was it a certain vampire hunting character film?
It was. Yes, you're correct. It's not there. I don't know what happened to it. We'll get to that movie in a second. But coming up next, May 1st, 2026, we have Avengers Doomsday. This was a big conversation and announcement from San Diego Comic-Con. We're still waiting on the news. I think good things to say here is Russo brothers are back. They haven't given us a reason to not trust them on Marvel films, so I'm gonna hold out.
I will say this. One thing I have gotten a kick from is that there are people who've like taken screenshots, like zoomed in on their faces when you see Robert Downey Jr. come out, and they just look like not enthusiastic at all. They just look, yay, just not happy.
I think people are just confused. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's weird.
Weird.
It's weird. You know, look, they've got an uphill battle. I'll put that out there. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. And from what I understand, this is 100% their idea. Like, they came to Marvel with like, hey, this is how we think you can actually salvage this multiverse thing. If you want us to do it, we'll do it. And then Feige was like, yes, I think this will actually work. So even when Robert Downey Jr. came out, he revealed himself, and then he said, same task, different mask. And the only thing I can think of is that he's trying to
save the world.
Yes, but maybe his intentions or how he does it or goes about it is different.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Because I mean, if we know Doom is he likes control, so I'm sure he's going to try to make the whole world like Latveria. So, but we'll see if we even get Latveria in this with this take of Doom, of Doctor Doom. But everything's just up in the air with how it's going to be with him.
Yep. And then May 7th, 2027, we have Avengers Secret Wars. So that is literally everything that's slated.
That's the kitchen sink. It's like just show the kitchen sink. You know.
Now, they do have slots for movies between, you know, whatever this is here and here, but nothing's been put in place and nothing's been announced. So I think it's fair to say, you know, anything's up in the air. But there are official projects that have been announced that aren't listed. That we'll touch on. Before we get to that, though, Avengers Secret Wars. So, like at this point, we're going to see major characters again. And the expectation is that we're going to see, because we don't really have a lot of Avengers left that are big name people. But there's already discussion that Chris Evans will return as Captain America. And he was questioned about it recently. And his response was potentially, of if he was coming back. That's what he said, potentially.
I think that we know that means as long as the right number of zeros are in the check, then I'm coming back.
And hell, he already came back to play Johnny Storm to get that moment.
I don't care what Max says. Yeah, Max, I don't care what you say. I got a kick out of that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. That was hysterical.
I got a kick out of the Pyro taking his fire. I was like, oh no, this isn't going to be taken well when he got like stripped to bones and guts by Cassandra Nova. But the end, the post-credit scene where it was like, let's take a replay or let's look back. And it's him and that buggy, like just like talking so much shit. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, saying exactly what Deadpool had said. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. But I totally see him coming back, because even though I think Endgame for many people was the end, this still has been like a little bit of a weird continuation off string. And if RDJ is coming back, then I guarantee you Chris Evans is going to come back. They want Toby and Andrew back. Hugh Jackman is coming back. Daphne Keane is coming back. So I'm willing to bet you're going to get all the heavy hitters. You're going to get Storm. You're going to get Jean Grey. They're gonna try to do what they can to make this bigger than Endgame. And the only way you're going to do that from a person standpoint is getting the leads from these other franchises to come be here. And I think
the big question is, as we know, we've read Secret War. Well, is this going to be Secret Wars like the Jonathan Hickman approach, or is this going to be Battle World Secret War, where we have the heroes against the villains brought together by the Beyonder? What do you think?
I think you might see elements of both, but I think this is going to lean way more heavily into Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars. Just because like you're for sure getting Doom, like Robert Downey Jr. Doom. You're going to have the Fantastic Four involved. Like it just seems like that's the way they're going to go. There's still also talk of Kang playing somewhat of a role within. And here's the thing: this is where it frustrates me. Between either Doom and or Secret Wars, Kang might be there in some form or fashion. And part of this, I know, part of this is because they want, like they have stuff that's already in the works that they have to figure out how to explain. So you've got Iron Lad in this Young Avengers project they're working on that's supposed to be introduced. And he has a history as a Kang variant. And then for X-Men 97, they had a whole plot with a Kang variant that's supposed to be in the second season.
Jesus.
So it's kind of like, all right,
enough, just let it go.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think that's something they're figuring out. But you're definitely going to see Loki. 100% you're going to see Loki. So just get ready. And I would say, did you sneer?
No, I was just sneezing.
Oh. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what they do with the Doomsday War, whatever the hell it's called, Avengers Doomsday, before coming here. So the stuff that is not mentioned that has officially been announced. So there's plenty of stuff that's been discussed but hasn't been officially announced. So Shang-Chi 2 has been discussed but not officially announced.
Oh no.
I know. Honestly though, you're gonna get it. Just hold. It's coming.
God
It looked like it was not coming, and it's coming. I think it's gonna be one of those that falls in between these two.
You know, it's been nice not having that actor around and not opening his fucking mouth.
Agreed.
But,
I saw a clip of him on Twitter. Someone posted that he was training and doing like flips and kicks and stuff. And it was something that he had shared and someone else retweeted, but he was like, oh, the first whatever the flip was called. He's like, the first whatever I've been able to do since ankle surgery. And it reminded me back to when, like, before he got the role, when he was posting all these clips of him doing like flips and action stuff and being like, yo, Marvel, if you need a Shang-Chi, I'm right here. And how much I liked him because of that. And then he got the role and then he just ran his mouth and would not shut up. Yeah, hopefully he keeps his mouth shut. But the other thing that's in the works, but hasn't officially been announced, Nova, like they're working on it. Script writing is happening, all that jazz. But the stuff that has officially been announced, scripts have been written, stuff has been filmed. Some of these things are done filming. Are these 5 projects? Yeah. So Vision Quest was announced. Nothing has been filmed. But it looks like it's, probably done for. Because the Wanda of it all too. It's like, I think Vision Quest was announced when Bob Chapek was there and they were dead set on like constantly having shit for Disney Plus. So what can we do? Well, let's do Vision Quest. Why? Well, we need content. So as of right now, there's no window for it. There's no really discussions about it. I've even announced on a previous show a couple months back that this was scrapped. They haven't officially scrapped it, meaning they haven't officially said they scrapped it, but I think you can guarantee that this is scrapped. Because for me, it doesn't make sense unless you're leading to the West Coast Avengers or you're leading to more Wanda. And as far as I can tell, they're not doing anything with Elizabeth Olsen until potentially Secret Wars or after. Like, it's not even a guarantee she's coming back for Secret Wars. So it seems like they're going to set up Billy, and then for either this or in between, they'll set up Young Avengers, and then they'll do Children's Crusade after Secret Wars. But or Children's Crusade will be the Young Avengers project. One of the two.
I literally almost fell asleep. That sounds so fucking boring. I honestly, of everything you've talked about, this is the one where I'm like, I honestly could not care less about this. Jesus Christ.
I could see Young Avengers dropping between Avengers Doom and Secret Wars. But yes. But the other thing that's also not slated is Wonder Man, which is filmed. It's done. It's wrapped. It's in the books. Like, there's nothing left to do here. And they're quietly just being like, what? What are you talking about? Wonder Man? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, Wonder Man. So this show over here, and God, I can't think of the actor's name to save my life right now. He's a great actor. It was a weird choice to cast him as Wonder Man. It's all just weird. I don't see either of them doing well. It's weird. Other than that, the other 3, there was supposed to be a live action Wakanda series. And this was supposed to focus on Okoye, M'Baku, and shoot, I can't think of the character's name. Oyo, I think it's Oyo. The one that was in Civil War, and then she showed up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So it's supposed to focus on those three. And then the way that Wakanda runs, which honestly I would have taken, like if M'Baku's now the king of Wakanda, I'm down. But it looks like this may or may not actually happen now. So we'll see. Oh no. And then we have the two films. We've got Blade and Armor Wars. So Blade, although not slated with the date, is still, quote, very much in progress. And the reason it apparently just doesn't have a date is because they don't have a director. Yeah, look, I mean, as far as I can tell, the script is tied down. It's done. They just need a director. We discussed on a previous show that they were looking at certain directors that I thought were good choices. If they can manage that, great. If the script is good, but they got to do something soon because Mahershala Ali is already in his late 40s.
I was gonna say he just filed for Social Security last week. I think he was on the cover of AARP, I think.
Oh no. Let's see.
I was gonna say, I think right now at this point he's probably older than Wesley Snipes was at the end of Blade 3.
He's 50 years old.
There you go. He's older than Wesley Snipes was at the end of Blade 3.
Yep. And his movie was announced 5 years ago. So, I mean, look, you got to be realistic with people's ages. And if you're going to have Blade starting, I mean, we're looking at if they started filming at the end of this year, the earliest you would get it would be 2026, unless they rush the hell out of it. So at that point, his first appearance, he's going to be 52 years old.
And at that point, Josh, you might as well bring back Wesley Snipes if you're having an old man Blade.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think this was fully thought through. But
no.
And then as for Armor Wars, who knows? I mean, it went from being a series to a film, and the film was supposed to be impacted by Captain America: Brave New World and Armor Wars. I mean, not Armor Wars, but Ironheart. But yeah, I'm okay if none of these happen, honestly. So
you don't say. Yeah, I'm of the same mind. I honestly could not care less about most of these. Only one that I do hold a soft spot in my heart for is the Blade, because I want them to do that well. I want them to do that right. I'm like Ricky Bobby's wife. I want you to do this good. All right. I want you to do this right. Yeah, they need to get that right, and because I think there's a lot more Blade fans than they really think, and if they get it wrong, they're going to piss off a huge fan base. But the others, Vision's time is gone. Black Panther, that maybe whatever. Armor Wars, it's not Tony Stark. I'm sorry, it's Rhodey, but it's not Tony. I'm sorry.
Right. See, my thing too is like, I'm not opposed to getting these stories, but I don't think they need to be the main focus. Like, I'm cool with Vision coming back. I'm cool with Wonder Man, but that should probably be in a West Coast Avengers film. Change because Wonder Man's supposed to be like a comedy. So please, God, don't give us that. But just take the characters, take the actors, put them in a West Coast Avengers film after Secret Wars. Like, just, let's get the Blade film. Let's do it. This shouldn't be that hard. What they're wanting to do with Wakanda for whatever this series is, like, just have elements of that in the next Black Panther movie, I guess. And then Armor Wars, I mean, make it a part of a subplot in the film, because it's not Tony Stark, it's Rhodey. So sorry, I'm losing my voice, but I mean, would that work for you if they were part of other like subplots in other films?
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe, but it just I mean, when you say Armor Wars, I automatically think of the comic books. Tony Stark, he was front and center on the Armor Wars and Armor Wars 2. And it loses that impact. I mean, don't get me wrong, Don Cheadle's a great actor. He's done okay as War Machine. You know what? He's got to redeem himself after that fucking Secret Invasion thing. But
God.
It's just a lot of these. It doesn't, except for Blade. Blade's the outlier. Blade's the one that I want them to get that right.
Agreed. Let's see what the people say before we wrap up for tonight. We got Caleb coming in with Terrence Howard, LOL. I mean,
that'd be funny.
Yeah. He also put prediction Deadpool is going to die in Secret Wars. I mean, probably. I think
if they do that where he's held by Thor, spoiler alert, I will die a happy man. That'd be hilarious.
I kind of wish they would have shown some of the other clips because they inserted him in other Marvel clips, but one of them was instead of Cap catching the hammer in Endgame, it was Deadpool catching Thor's hammer in Endgame. They had a bunch of other stuff like that where they just inserted him into Marvel clips, and I thought it could have been really funny just to see a collage of those. IJP Mexican put, what is he running his mouth about? Talking about Simu Leo. Just what is he not running his mouth about?
Yeah.
I mean, my God, like the man does not know when to stop. He is pretty much single-handedly responsible for China being like, yeah, we're not having Marvel movies. And you had the run of like 3 or 4 films that weren't released in China.
Yeah.
Because
I think
he's out here running.
She was one of them, right? I think she was one of them.
Yeah. So put Aquafina goes wah 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 from yeah. Oh gosh. Hellmouth put laugh out loud. Marvel looks like it's sinking with just few movies keeping them afloat. I mean, again, they're making really good changes behind the scenes. Whether or not they can save this dumpster fire, that's the question. And I think really you just got to try to have some good hits and then just reboot after Secret Wars. Like just start fresh. Focus on the X-Men, get that kind of established, and then recast for like Captain America, Steve Rogers, get another Iron Man. Because that's what people are excited to see the X-Men, yes. But people want to see the X-Men with these Marvel heroes. That's ultimately what they want. So if you've got all those heroes retired and you're still doing like second-rate versions, it's not going to work at all.
No, absolutely not. Fans will be the first ones to call it out when we see if something looks cheap, lazy. We'll be the first ones to call it out because we'll know.
Yeah. Caleb put how many script changes for Blade? How many director changes? I think they've gone through like 5 directors, if I'm not mistaken,
and at least 3 script changes. And or is it more?
I think it's more.
Oh, but I love the fact how. The one last writer before he got fired, he got put on blast, like how he was gonna Blade was only in he was like fourth string in the story as we focus on the other female characters, and he was quick to try to defend himself. It's like, nope, we're not buying it, man.
So apologies, Blade has only lost 2. They've gone through 2 directors, so maybe the writers is the one that's around 5, at least 5 main writers.
But I do like what Codeman said, like Spider-Man 4. Yeah, when are we getting the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4? That is the $1 million question. That is what this world needs. The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4 film.
Maybe. They're going to keep Tobey Maguire for Secret Wars. They're going to keep that close. And speaking of Spider-Man, there will be a Spider-Man Tom Holland movie that comes out in between all of this. But it's Sony. They have different release schedules. But they're already working on stuff. So we'll have to see what this new trilogy is going to look like for them.
You know, honestly, if they had done if they were smart, if they had said like Spider-Man Kraven's Last Hunt or whatever, I would have lost my shit. I'm like, oh shit, they're fucking doing it.
Well,
But,
that was supposed to
no.
be Spider-Man 3. That was supposed to, that was the plan. Like, they had already started pre-production. They had film locations that were being built, and then they decided to change it like super last minute to do what they did with this whole multiverse thing. Which, I mean, look, it paid off. The movie made a shit ton of money.
Yep.
I don't think technically it was great. It was a fun experience. I had a great time in the movie theater. I love the spectacle of it. I don't think it's a great film, technically.
I've only seen it that once in theater. I've never seen it. I haven't even seen clips since then.
So, I mean, kudos on them for knocking out of the park with box office. But man, if we could have gotten a Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
Caleb put, can we retcon Secret Invasion? We need to so bad, along with a couple other things. We need to pretend like She-Hulk never happened. I'm fine if you keep Tatiana Maslany. I think she's an excellent actress. She's another one that I think needs to stop talking, but she's talented enough that I don't want to lose her. If you've ever seen Orphan Black, you'll understand. But retcon the series, pretend like it was just an Elseworld thing that happened somewhere else. Retcon Secret Invasion, pretend like it didn't happen. They are already pretending like Echo didn't happen. They've announced that it's not in continuity. Like, I mean, I think you're going to start seeing more of that because they're going to try to be like, oh yeah, no, that was just this. That's not really in canon. Speaking of canon, they have officially stated that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon. Brad Winterbond
Interesting.
this weekend was talking about it. And he said that he feels like they have a key role to play in the multiverse saga, which ends with Secret Invasion. So you've got the head of Marvel Television now saying that these characters have a key role to play. We'll see. Don't get my hopes up because I actually loved Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So
You don't say.
You don't say. There's some legitimately good shit in there. I'll say this: when you're working on a legitimate TV schedule and you can't do this prestige television, which is where you take your time and you film the show like a film. When you're coming in and you're writing your script in less than a week and then filming in roughly a week, and you're able to do things better than Marvel's been doing for phases 4 and 5, that says something. Don Cheadle, Captain Planet movie. When? Have you ever seen that?
Yes. Tree.
Oh my god, I would take that in a heartbeat. Take it in a heartbeat. Agent Coulson returns. Agent Coulson might return.
I completely disagree with that. They should know that will completely null and void the Avengers film. Do not do that.
I think it depends. If you didn't watch the show, then yes, I can understand feeling that way. If you watch the show, I mean, I have thoughts because, yeah, I don't know. Coulson's dead at the end of the show too, so yeah, I would have issues. Yeah, I would have issues with him coming back. But there is like a life model decoy of Coulson that is there and around, but I don't utilize it. Like, it would be stupid at that point. And I think if they pull people from S.H.I.E.L.D., I do think unfortunately they would pull Coulson because he's like the main recognizable. He is the recognizable face for anyone that watched the films and not the show. Other than that, you're gonna have Daisy Johnson and you're gonna have God, what was Enver Jokai's character? He was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. He was only in the last season of S.H.I.E.L.D., but he was in Peggy Carter. That's that TV show. And the only reason I say that is because out of all the TV shows, the only one that Kevin Feige produced was Agent Carter. And he likes Enver, so who knows? But yeah. Oh man, dude. I loved Mockingbird on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, and I hate what ABC did to them. But they screwed them over so bad.
Yeah, Andrea and Paul Wiki, she seems to always get the short end of the stick. She always seems to get screwed. Like, set up for these huge opportunities, and they always end up failing. Wonder Woman,
Dude.
for example.
Oh yeah.
Then Mockingbird.
Well, so the Wonder Woman that stuff did not look good. That looked rough.
Have you watched that? It is fucking terrible. It's horrible.
Awful. Now, Mockingbird, they were doing a pretty damn good job with. And then her and Hunter both. Like, I love both their characters. And then they're like, yo, we're gonna do this series. We gotta write you off the show though. And it's like, okay. And then they're like, yeah, hey, we're not doing the series. So I think it was just their way of saving money on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is shitty because they took two of the most charismatic characters away from that show at the time. We do have Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch coming in saying, so sorry I'm late. Stop by to drop a kiss. You're A-okay, my dear. Thank you for popping in. Oh, I didn't realize she was in the Justin Hartley Aquaman pilot.
Wow.
Oh, geez. Yeah, she's got the worst luck. Jesus. But no, I thought she was a good part of the show. Yes. Anyways, that is pretty much the show for tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up because I'm keeping Drew later than I need to. The man has to be up to go to work in the morning. I do not because I'm off this week, so I'm just gonna rub that in for a second. But Drew, out of all of these Marvel projects, if you were able to watch one, what would it be?
Oh, Fantastic Four. I'm gonna say honestly, of all of these, I think that's the one I'm kind of remotely looking forward to, and I really, really, really hope they give Superman a run for his money.
Yeah. I will. You know what? I'm pretty much Team Daredevil, but I will say I'm with you on really being interested in Fantastic Four, and I do think if there's one thing that they need to get right, it's Fantastic Four.
Yes.
Because I do feel like if they get it right, then there will be a general hope for fans, comic fans, to be like, okay, you know what, maybe there's hope that we'll get some good stuff in the future. But if they bomb and if Fantastic Four bombs, then I think that really is going to be like everyone's like, all right, the MCU is done. Like they can't get it. They lost their touch. So, but to be different, I will say I really want a good Daredevil, and I'm hoping it's great. Yeah. So that's my hope. Fingers crossed. All right, yeah. Drew, if people want to find you, where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook at Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram as Dolan_Waddick. And you can find me at Chicago at Fan Expo Chicago this upcoming weekend. There with Murphy, signing and selling copies of Damsel and Unholy Nightmare, as well as preview editions for Head Shop.
Hell yeah. Super excited about all of that. Especially excited for Head Shop. I can't wait for you guys to see the preview and then the first issue whenever it plans to be dropped, which is I think not New York. Is it New York? Do we have dates?
For the full issue or full issue with MegaCon next year.
There we go. Sorry. My dates are I'm a bad editor. At this point, but yeah, no, super excited for that to get out, and then I'm glad more people are going to get to see Unholy Nightmare, and I think there's a lot of cool stuff you've got in the future that I just can't wait. I mean, like, I legitimately can't wait for people to be able to witness it and experience it. So good stuff. For me, you can find me at Joshua L. McDonald on Twitter. The show's handles at ByPopped. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of work behind the scenes to get stuff prepared to drop. We're going to be doing way more recorded videos. So kind of learning that editing curve here for how I want to edit those videos. But once you kind of get your rhythm and what you want your video to look like, it gets a little faster and easier. So just fighting that curve at the moment. This week, I've got a busy week. So tomorrow night, like I said, I will be on Diabolical Souls with Gooch. We'll be discussing Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie. After that, I will be on Zach's stream, What's Good Wednesday. We're going to be discussing 5 comics that you need to check out. So I'll have that list prepared for there. So come see my thoughts on each of those. Thursday, I will be partnering with this fine fellow right here, Max Von Priestley, to film our first episode of Cherry Popped. So Max has watched Buffy season 1. We're going to record our thoughts. This will not be a live show; it'll be recorded. So that way I can interject some clips and stuff in there. But yeah, it's exciting to get that off the ground and going. And I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something Friday. Oh, Friday, I'm going to be on Comic Shop Conversations because Drew will most likely be at the convention. So yeah, going to be a busy week. But I'm excited for Comic Shop. Yeah, Comic Shop Conversations. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Comic Conversations. I've got some show and tell to bust out for this. So super excited there. And yeah, good stuff in the pipeline. I will say thank you for the support. We had over 40 people watching all night tonight, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I do appreciate the super chat. So Don, super appreciate that. I'd love if you guys like, subscribe, make sure you comment after the video, and then let me know what you would like to see. So we've got a lot of comic book coverage that's going to be coming up from a trade perspective. Drew and I are getting caught up with Top 5 Comics. So next Tuesday, instead of Culture Pop, we'll have our second episode of Top 5 Comics for the month to catch up. We'll feature July. And then going forward, Top 5 Comics will be the first or second Tuesday of every month. I got to be realistic and give myself time to make sure I read all the books. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Graphic content we'll focus on, trade reviews. And then we have the book club, PBC book club, that we're launching in September. So that'll be at the end of September. And we'll be covering Superman for all seasons, but there will be a formal official announcement for that. So really excited to kind of get all that going. And then for the book club, look, we're going to be inviting other YouTube creators to come on and discuss it. But if we can't get a full panel, if it's something you would like to get on screen and talk about, let me know. I'm more than happy to have you on our panel because I want to have larger panels for those. And we'll just probably do a little talk. I want to make sure you're not crazier than I am for the YouTube safety of it all and our reputations. But yeah, I'm more than happy to have some of you guys on. But thanks, Nos. I love you too. He goes, Josh, we're sick of your shit. Go to bed. For sure. Yeah, Hellmouth, thank you so much. I can't remember if you've actually been on before, so I appreciate you being in the chat and contributing. It was a lot of fun. You guys make this. And then Mr. Anti-Idiotic, I think Marvel and Disney are lazy with their casting. I mean, look at the Spider-Man Homecoming cast, or almost all of them are Disney stars. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's not uncommon for studios to do that. And they put you rule, dude. Thanks, Nos. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. Go have a great time. Eat a bowl of cereal. Get some sleep. Whatever, strikes your fancy. I know Drew's going to go to bed.
Absolutely.
So, with that being said, Auf Wiedersehen.